Welcome to Cocktail Hour at the Coop. I am Liz from Arrow Acres, my sister Leanne. We're not at Arrow Acres, Alpaca Farm, our parents' farm. Across the street, we are in the backyard.
In a heat wave.
Yep.
Feels like 101. But it's not awful right
There's
this
a
second.
breeze coming from the west, which we prefer from the east because the ocean is 2 miles that way. But that's okay, I'll take the breeze. And I hope it's not too windy that you're hearing it. The house hopefully is blocking it.
If you are, sorry.
Sorry!
It's as professional as we get. So tonight we Zoom at 7 with our Patreon group, our monthly virtual knit crochet night. We do this first and then we do our Zoom. So I brought over my basket of goodies and some wine, and on the way over,
I'll hold your wine.
Look what happened. I was walking in. Now, mind you, there are 2 bottles of wine in this basket. My handle broke. I didn't even know these could break. And the wine fell on the ground and one of them crashed open. But one was saved. So sad.
That is sad.
Anyway, so it's episode 81. That's a lot.
It's a lot of episodes. I know.
many
I
years?
looked today. I was like, ooh, let's see. Did I talk about this last time? So I always try to like refresh. Did I talk? Didn't I? Whatever. I promise this is my first drink.
So your first sip.
Blah, blah,
I
blah,
think
blah,
you
blah.
needed one earlier, though.
Ooh-wee.
They're all home. All your kids are home. You've been together a lot since school got out. So
I knew
it's 89 days till Rhinebeck. I counted today. You ready? I'm so excited. I'm
ready. My budget's not ready.
Oh,
but
mine either.
I'm ready.
I filled out so I follow a blog called Cup of Joe, and it was they had questions, like 5 questions to answer, and they just asked readers to answer it. And one was, what are you looking forward to?
Oh, Rhinebeck.
And I put Rhinebeck.
4 days.
It's that far away, and I still, that's what I look forward to. Like, it's like, what are you worried about? And I was I'm worried about my son moving to Atlanta. That's a big thing. What am I looking forward to? I was like,
Rhinebeck.
Gets
It's so much
through.
fun.
It's so much fun.
Are you guys planning your shopping list yet?
Or making your things, making your sweaters.
Should we transition?
Sure. Show your sweater. My sweaters are all made. No, they're not. My mountain mist is not finished. I have one sleeve, and I decided last night I am going to steek it. I wasn't going to steek it. I'm gonna do it.
Did you see Courtney did her sleeves?
Yep.
And
genius. Now she has body.
So our
islands.
cousin Courtney never finishes sweaters because she's always stuck on Sleeve Island, and she did both of her sleeves before her body.
Yeah. So now she's on Body Island. She said.
She hopes there isn't a Body Island.
So I think I'm gonna steek it because I find that it's a little sausagey on me.
So mine was sausagey. So I'm making a sweater. I'm making the Sweater Andes, and this is the yarn I bought in Rhinebeck last year for it. And this is my contrast color. Oh, and it's not really showing up that great. I guess it is.
It is. It matches your house perfectly.
And I made it, and I had the body almost done. I was like, and I knew as soon as I tried it on, like right past my boobs, I was like, it's too tight. It's too tight. But I kept going, and I had the body almost done, and then I ripped it all out, and I redid it, and I'm so happy I did. And now, oh, that one's not attached. We're good. I have.
So good.
And it fits perfect. I did because I was doing like increases, and then by the time I got to the bottom, I was like, oh, that's the size I like. And I did not follow the directions because, well, I was looking at 2 sweaters. So the other sweater I was looking at was also color work up top, and it had the linen stitch. So it's a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. And I was like, oh, I love that. Like, that would be so easy. But this sweater does not call for it. This sweater calls for single crochet in the, I don't know, back loop only or front loop only, something like back loop only. And I was like, oh, I want to do the linen stitch. So that's literally the only thing I changed was the stitch in here, and it just went faster. So I did all of my increases right here, and I was worried it was gonna like flare a little bit like that, and it doesn't because the linen stitch is a tighter stitch. any of your crocheters, you would understand that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're pulling out your sleeve. No, just 2.
Just 2. That's fine.
That's easy with crochet. If that was knitting, it would be. Bloop.
Nope, we're good. So now it's. Should I put it on?
Sure. In the 100-degree weather.
Yeah.
Put it on.
Get it sweaty. Don't knock my drink over. I'm gonna scoop backwards.
It looks so good.
And now it's not as tight. You don't see my roll so much. And these roll so much. So now, and I'm hoping it will. It'll grow when I lock it.
It looks
just
great.
a little bit.
Awesome.
Should I roll with it like this? In case it's hot again? Wasn't it hot last year? 2 years ago. 2 years ago it was hot. Because I wore just a scarf and a t-shirt, I think, right?
Yep. 2 years ago. Yes, because I wasn't there yet and you warned us that you were hot. I have it.
Oh, yeah,
Yep,
we
my
sat
picture
out on
just
the-
has a shawl on it.
We sat on the deck of the...
Can't wait. We have some of our patrons that Judy we've met in person. But we have a couple.
We
Jess
haven't met
is
Jess.
coming. We're so excited. I'm like, we're such a, what do we say? We're
Enablers.
Like, come to Rhinebeck.
Just do it. Just do it.
If you haven't planned it yet,
Just do
plan
it.
it and do it.
Just do it. Just go. Our friend is coming from Florida by herself. Jess is coming by
right.
herself.
Yes.
And
Oh,
she's an
Judy's coming
introvert.
from Florida too.
And Jess is an introvert. And she's doing it. I'm proud of you, Jess.
She is knitting so many things right
She's
now.
making a vest. She's making a sweater. She's making
Oh,
hats.
let's talk about the vest.
Also, she
And let's
lives
talk
in
about
Florida,
this-
so how many times is she going to get to wear them?
So,
I like that.
So I was saying, I think I said it to you the other day. Okay. My Mountain Mist, I just need a sleeve. It's boring. My Spark cardigan's done. All my Rhinebeck stuff is pretty much done. But I like knitting sweaters, so I was looking to see what I could make. And then I thought, ooh, Andrea Mowry. Remember last year I said, I want to make the Rhinebeck sweater.
Uh-huh.
I've never made the Rhinebeck. I used to be the person that wanted to have something different. Now, I kind of want to be in the picture with all the sweaters. That's what we did. Like our.
You
what
look,
did
look
I
how bright
dark.
I am, and you look
I
really
thought the
dark.
same thing too.
You're like very like,
I'm tan, but not that tan.
you're not that tan.
Let's pretend I'm that tan. I'm like the other sister right now. So we saw that Up and Glow or whatever it was last year, and remember that lady with the dark one? You were petting her, and she was like, "I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't like wearing this sweater like everybody else." So I was like, "Oh, it's gonna come out soon." I literally picked a new sweater, started it the next day. Andrea Mowry announced her sweater, but I didn't love it. But I might make it.
I'm sure I've seen it.
It
but
had it just came out. You might not see
like
it.
when?
A week and a half ago.
Yeah, no, I think I saw it.
There's
I
a
did
vest
see it.
version and
yeah,
a sweater version.
I saw it. I didn't love it either.
I didn't love it. I was kind of bummed because it was like the color work of the Spark cardi, and kind of the sleeves of the Weekender.
Yeah.
But I didn't love it. Like I wanted to love it.
But you know what? I want to see when people start making it in different colors
Yeah,
because
my
then we're gonna love it. You know what I
So,
mean?
I have
It's all
plenty of
color
time, but
choice.
I
They
might
weren't
make-
my colors.
I might
feel
make
like.
it. But then if I make it, then I have like 4 sweaters. I have to change throughout the day, like a little kid when you have like costume changes. So that's that.
You could change like when we do like a run back to the car. That would
Or I
make,
can wear all
that would
my
make
sweaters,
editing
just
the
peel it off.
podcast easy. I'd be like, oh, you were in that sweater for that and that sweater for that.
All right. So
Show
that's,
notes
I tried to write it down.
because we're organized.
I told her I've been listening to a podcast, like an audio podcast when I walk the dog, called The Yarniacs. Yeah, they've been doing it for 10 years, literally like 10 years, and I just found them. And I'm like, why would you do an audio knitting podcast at this point in time? I understand when you started that it was only audio.
Well,
I'm like, why am I listening to this? I really enjoy it. They have a lot of interesting stuff. They talk about it and they link everything. So on Spotify, I just click, 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 and I see everything. But they're really like, they've been doing
are
it
they
for 10
technical or no?
Yeah, no, they're good. But they're so organized.
Yeah,
they
that's
have
what I'm
like set like segments.
She suggested we do that today. We've already
We skipped
that
the
right
first one. Life updates. We skipped that. You
I
went to
hope
Maine.
you're not hearing this because look at it shaking.
Oh, they're hearing it. But I don't think our people care.
Yeah, you're here for the hotness. I'm getting sweaty. I might have to change my shirt.
You know what's weird? Like, it's very hot. This is my favorite shirt. I don't know why. I don't get hot in this
I
shirt.
went to Costco today and a lady was walking in a shirt like that. I was like, you crazy?
Rick always says, I'm like,
Wait,
don't.
Mom,
What?
Mom this morning goes, I was at Target yesterday and I was walking out and a woman was walking in a full winter poncho. She's like, I thought about it and I turned around. Like once I was like past her, I like turned around and was like, was that what I think it was? And she said there was somebody from the other direction going, what are you doing?
I saw a younger
winter.
girl
She
running
finished it.
in full-on winter gear with like our thick headband on the other day. She must be trying to lose weight.
Sweating.
I would die.
Guess that's temporary weight, girlfriend. It's not worth it.
All right, so I started a sweater, my whip. I'll show you my whip.
Yeah, I only have one whip and one faux.
I have two faux, one whip.
I have two whips. I'm not going to show you my other whip. I'm testing a hat for
Can you hold that?
Crochet Highway, Anna Maria. And it doesn't look like anything yet, so I'm not going to show it.
So I am. Oh, no! I have a problem. My yarn's stuck in my broken handle.
It's like an old school phone cord issue
in the kitchen.
in the broken basket.
Okay,
I love knots.
so I am knitting. I decided to knit the Here Comes the Sun sweater. Oh, which you can't see at
Here
all.
comes the sun. Oh wait,
You know
wait,
how many
wait,
times I
wait.
sang it? Do 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 do.
Wait.
Here comes the sun.
Can I show you something funny though? The first time I saw yours, so when I made the
Oh yeah.
when I made my sweater and I started it,
It's hard
I didn't
to see when it's not.
I didn't
all...
fully do the one thing right,
Kind of see this.
and I felt like the top of mine looked like forks.
And guess what?
And she's got forks too.
Well,
like
we like to
we both
eat.
have fork sweaters. Mine are more tridents than forks though.
Mine's like middle fingers. Doesn't this flower look like a middle finger a little bit? See the top
It doesn't
flower?
even look like a flower to me.
The top flower looks like a middle finger. The bottom flower looks more like a
Oh,
flower.
there's the flower.
Yeah. When it's blocked, I think it's going to show up more. Well, anyway.
It does look like a middle finger. It's like
It's a
the way
middle
that the
finger.
kids like
Yeah.
do the little cartoon middle fingers.
Anyway, I wanted to make this, but I did not want to buy yarn. So I had started the Soldat in a Crop how many years ago?
COVID. Quarantine.
Before COVID. No, before COVID. On the train to Vogue. Right before
Listen,
COVID
Aunt.
hit. I was working on the train. It was too small. I ran out of yarn. You helped me pull out the body, and I had just the yoke in a bag. But I put a lifeline in, and I didn't do it right. And I was like, I like the colors. So the yarn's from Marinated Yarn.
The colors are so pretty.
So I need to get a main body color, which I picked the peach because I like that cascade.
Yeah.
To maybe fill it in. I also went on her website and she does still carry this color. She doesn't carry all the colors because again, I got this yarn a long time ago. I don't even remember all the colors, but I still had my receipt. But anyway, it's a circular yoke at the top. It gets bigger. It's really hard to see on these needles when it's all squishy.
And how is the pattern? Like easy?
No.
Advanced?
It's advanced color work, but here's the thing.
No, we need to do that on Zoom.
There are rows that have 3 colors at once. I'm not a fan of that. I don't enjoy it. Your yarn gets very tangly. It's slow. I don't like to knit slowly. And it's also not intuitive. Like a lot of
Oh yeah.
Vera,
you can,
you're just kind of
see
like,
it.
oh, I know where I'm. Like every row, it's like a big repeat, and like I had to always be looking down, which is okay. It's not hard. It's just that you can't.
You have to pay attention.
You really have to pay attention. So it's not like baseball.
So if you're
game
not
knitting.
good at paying attention,
I've had to like literally go back an entire row. I've had to like oops a lot. So, and for me, I don't really do that. Like I would say I'm a pretty good knitter. Like I don't really have a lot of oopses, but I had a lot of oopses on this.
speaking of that, I didn't mention that with the sweater Andes. It is not written beginner friendly at all.
Oh yeah, I remember
At
you
all.
said that.
So because I have done quite a bit of crocheting and I know what I'm doing.
Right, that's how I feel. Like I kind
I
of know what
figured
I'm
it out
doing.
very quickly. It took me a few minutes. I'm like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. But I'm sorry. When you put a chart in like this, and you don't put a key as to what those symbols mean.
How? That's awful.
Like, I've done mosaic color work before, and
Tell me
it's
why.
always been on a grid. And there's an X when you need to do a double crochet. Now, I know that, I don't want to show the pattern, but like,
No one's gonna see it from there. You're good.
I know that the long one with the little line in general means a double crochet. I guess. Because I've done mosaic before. But you don't even do this part of the chart. Like, that's just showing you what it's going to be until you get to the middle seam. There's a dot. There's a like a O.
Doesn't make any sense. You're sure?
I am positive.
Because in Vera,
I
like
am-
for me, you do that first part and then that's your
that's the middle
repeat.
seam. That's the middle seam of the sweater. I am 100% positive.
And your
My sweater worked out perfectly. So I know that's why I did it right.
is-
But come on. Like, but to her defense, every row is written out.
Oh.
Every row. That's why I was able to read the row, look at the chart, and I was like,
Yeah, but if you're like, I'm a chart
every-
reader.
Why?
There's people that like to read
I
it.
know.
I'm a chart reader. There should be, you shouldn't have to figure that out.
Shouldn't have to figure that.
For a
I
paid
shouldn't-
for a paid
and
for
it was
pattern.
it was not that cheap. So
If it's
for
free,
a paid for pattern,
You can't complain.
And my yarn is Tess and Peterbrook. I didn't talk about that. Superwash Merino Light. And
Ooh, my thighs are sticking to the
Uh-huh.
chair.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my shorts are short. Too short.
So that's what I have. So if you are experienced and you know how to do mosaic crochet in the round, it's great. Oh, look how much we're.
Ooh, it's a twister. Oh, speaking of twisters, that happens now where we live. Why? We don't live in the, like, tornado alley.
Yeah.
Now you got to worry about twisters. All right, so I have two FOs. Can I show those?
Yes.
Let's show.
You show yours because I have one.
All right, I talked about that I was going to make this, but I hadn't started yet last time. This is called the Ice House hat. I made this with yarn from our animals from the farm. This is and our yarn is
top.
our yarn is on the way, is at the fiber mill being made into yarn, or
Yes.
the fiber.
And we have a
Isn't that
little bit left
cool?
from last season, and it's on Etsy. So
Yeah.
Etsy emails started going into my junk mail.
Yes.
So I did miss
You
some
felt really
orders,
bad.
but the one I missed like big time. The next one I caught
Oh, wait, I
quickly.
have it.
So woo. But I am on top of that now. I'm not getting the notifications like I was getting because I have a new phone, so I gotta figure that out. And oh, it's just a beetle, I think.
But so I made this
So
for my
cute.
husband. I did it for the boys knit along from the
Kevin and Ray.
Kevin and Ray.
Needles at the ready.
They have a Ravelry thing going on.
Yeah, it's
So,
only on Ravelry.
yes, this took one skein of our farm yarn, and I had a tiny bit left. If it's me, if it's my husband, if it's Chase. So I'm a
Chase
big
has a big
fan.
head.
Yeah, and he's like a regular, but he rolled his up, like I put it on him, and he folded the brim.
Cute.
Okay, Rick had it
Did
back.
would he wear a hat?
No, it has to be like a pit hat or a wall football hat. All right, so that's that, and I really, really like it, and it's super squishy. And oh, and you knit it actually, and then you wear
gotta
it
fix your hair now.
you wear it inside out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's the regular
So,
way. Then you wear it
When does
inside
that
out.
make along over?
I think the end of
August.
August. So just make something for the men or boys in your life.
Or by a man designer?
No,
Oh, no.
that
it's
used
just
to be how it was.
it's
Now
just
it's
for a man
someone.
in your life.
Yeah,
I
but
like
people
it.
were complaining about that, like if they have like all women or girls or whatever.
Yes.
So they said, well, you can always like donate it. But I bet Kevin and Ray are going to open it up. I also made a little. You know what? I'm not going to show it. It's a gift. I'm not going to show it because she might be watching.
Yes.
So
And
I have to.
this-
Yeah, and then my other FO is I started knitting for the farm to sell because the World Cup was coming on and I needed knitting that I didn't have to pay attention.
Can I just say something about the World Cup? I love the Women's World Cup. I love it. More than the men's. I love it.
Love it.
Love it. I think I should switch to live TV. I have the Fox Sports app. I get all the games. They're at 1 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
What was
5
on last
a.m.
night at 9?
I watched last night, but I want to watch all the games. And
You
the
can't replay it.
Fox Sports app has highlights or the goals, or they show you
Hold on.
who won.
Let me ask you something. This is probably not shouldn't be on the podcast, but we switched to YouTube TV and we have everything, and
How
you can
much
watch it
is
whenever
it?
you want. $70 a month.
I pay $20 a month for
Okay.
Hulu, ESPN, and Disney.
All right. Well, I'm finding that we can watch everything.
I can do Hulu Live for $80 a month.
Oh, well then you can watch everything, right? Like I
And
can watch
yeah,
everything.
and I can record the games. So like,
Yeah, that's
if I
what
do
I'm doing.
Hulu Live, then I can record the games. But I'm like so disappointed that Fox Sports, who is the host
Yeah.
channel,
You can't watch
is
it
not
whenever you want?
replaying games.
Yeah, because it's the middle of the night.
Why aren't they replaying games?
And I have to say, the artist in me last night absolutely loved the color combination of the teams. The all coral
orange.
with the blue and the white. It was
Why
lovely.
I have a question. So Netherlands flag is red, white, and blue. Why are they orange in the Olympics, in the World
I
Cup?
don't know.
Orange is their color.
And
like we know them for
why
orange.
is it spelled Netherlands on their scarves?
But
it says
if you
Netherlands.
type in Netherlands, it comes up Netherlands with a TH.
So I was.
It's probably like España and Spain.
So
Like we say Spain, but they say España.
They do?
ESP. Yeah.
no. Well, Garrett and I were watching.
So like Spain shows up as ESP.
So last night they played Netherlands, and there was a couple like very blonde people, and I said, I think Karen, my boss, I think she's like Dutch or something. So I look up her last name, her maiden name, and it comes up Danish. I'm like, okay, so it's not that, but I knew she was from over there. So I'm like, let me see what I put in Sherman just to see the origin, and it said that our origin it was something of wool, like cutters of wool.
Yeah,
like,
shearman,
Yeah,
yeah.
shearman. So it came
Yeah.
from shearman.
Shearman.
I was like, yeah,
It's in our
It's in our
genes.
genes on both sides. Our mom's family's from Scotland. She went to do
Paisley, Scotland.
and they
Wear
were
Paisley
all basket
pattern
weavers and like
scarf weavers.
Yes. And our maiden name is Sherman. Shearman. I just thought it was cool.
Speaking of soccer, I'm officially a soccer mom.
Yes, you are.
I have sent all of my money that
I
I've
was
ever
gonna
made
say,
in my
it's
life
very expensive
for
to
one
be-
season of soccer. But I have to tell you, whack,
You almost spilled
I
my
know.
wine.
again,
I already broke my wine.
I have to tell you that when I stopped, I spend more than that on piano lessons and trumpet rentals. But that's every
Scattered
month.
about.
This was, well, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, I love those.
Pay me, pay me, pay me. I was
love
like,
those
oh,
emails.
I thought this was going to be like $300. Oh, you want
No.
all of my money and my firstborn child. Yep. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Uniform shipped.
Yeah.
But I'm a soccer mom. And mom's so excited because she was a soccer player. Andy was a soccer player. They were good soccer players. I was a soccer player. Ooh.
Like kick.
Wait, they're like the girls were running at each other last night on the field. I was like,
loved it. I loved it. I watch it. I was pretty good. And,
very good. She was very good.
And I was like an animal in the field. I literally would turn into like a different person on the field. And that girl last night, when she got tackled by her teammate, which was totally Ted Lasso,
Yeah.
it
Yes,
was like
right?
Danny and the thing.
Do you watch Ted Lasso?
And then when she got the header, I was screaming and clapping, and the dog was like,
Me too. Sonny was like,
"Oh." I was like, that was awesome.
Football is life.
Football is life. We finished Ted Lasso, and I cried the last episode. Just
Mom
as I was
did
sad it was
too.
over.
Yeah, Mom cried
I
too.
just loved it so much.
I
Roy
love
Kent.
Ted Lasso.
Wait, the last episode, if you haven't seen it, if you watched it and didn't watch the whole thing yet, I'm not giving anything away, but when Roy at the end goes, woof, woof.
I loved it.
It was like my favorite part of the whole
Yep.
thing.
But I have to tell you, if
Woof,
you
woof.
did watch Ted Lasso, it was. I rewatched the first season with my husband. First 2 seasons
Yes,
because
me
my
too,
husband
me
didn't
too.
watch it, and I'm like, I'm telling you, it's great. You're gonna like it. And we had nothing to watch this winter, and the 3rd season was coming out. I'm like, just watch it. And I enjoyed the first season more the second time around.
Me too. I
So-
watched 1 and 2, so you can always
It
watch
was
it
a good
again.
repeat because you pick up on all these
the
silly little things.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good.
loved it.
When Higgins goes,
Sprat. His name is Sprat, not Higgins. He's from
well,
Downton
that's
Abbey.
what, from Downton, the guy at my office, he's a receptionist, and he's fairly new. I'm getting to know him. because I'm only in 2 days a week. He's there every day. And I said something, Garrett said, because Garrett interns with me, he's like, Joe reminds me of Higgins. And so I told him that. I said, do you watch Ted Lasso? He goes, no, I don't. I said, my son said you remind him of Higgins. And he goes, then he must have looked it up, and he comes in my office, he goes, that's Brett from Downton Abbey. That is not Higgins. I go, I don't remember him. He goes, Downton Abbey is my ringtone. I was like, we got lots to talk about now. That's one I would like to watch.
That was worth watching.
I feel like I had a net or something. Well, anyway, this is what I decided to make during the World Cup. I thought
We digress.
I need to start knitting for the coop to sell for the fall. So I cast it on a little granny's favorite sweater. It's literally my favorite sweater to make.
Hold it up. I'm gonna hold it.
I've made a million of them. I made this one short sleeve because I thought it was cute for layering, and it's one skein. And I had a little left.
So 220 yards.
Yes. How great is that? It's the second size up. It's size 16. They do it in like British sizes, which is confusing.
This looks like a 12-month.
Yeah, maybe. I figured that was good.
And a 6-month can do it too, and it's just a little big.
So I did it on like size 6 needles.
Oh, little chubby 6-monther.
Isn't it so cute? So I'm gonna make a bunch of those. Then I gotta make
We'll
some
have
boy
to start
versions.
sizing things on Louie.
I love her.
My
She's
friend's
a
little
chubber,
girl's
though.
Louie.
She's
She's
a
chunky.
chunker.
She's chunky.
I let her play with my used lines from my vodka family. She was so happy moving them from one cup to the other. One cup to the other. I didn't let her eat them, but she loved. I was like, sorry, Ryan. She's like, I don't care. I get to enjoy myself.
I have a faux.
Oh, show
Do
it.
you have any faux?
No, they were my 2 faux. That was it. We got to get a move on because we have Zoom at 7 and it's 6:30.
I faux basket.
It's so great.
So, look.
I bet your handle wouldn't break. It's a good library. If you go to the library,
My only complaint is that the space is so big on the bottom.
you could put books in it.
But you could line it with something. You could just put a little something down at the bottom. But it's a 5-inch. So for the basket makers out there, it's a 5-inch. This is a kit. Oh, I'll start over. I did this with our Fiber Guild. This was one of our summer workshops. We just did it last weekend. And myself and Jody, our president, taught it. She led it, but I recorded a tutorial for this. So I put it up I recorded it for our patrons and for my guild. And this is a basket kit that you can purchase. This is a beginner basket. So it's from basketweaving.com. The kit was $20.
Oh, wow.
19 and change, I think. So figure 20 plus shipping, and I believe the shipping was not much. It was an excellent kit. I put the tutorial up on our Patreon, so that's free for our patrons. And it was such a fun basket to make. And we had about 13 of us at our workshop last weekend. And Jody was really nervous because we were supposed to have like 16. And she was like, they're all beginners. Almost all of them are beginners. And I was like, that's okay. We'll be able to do it. Children. And I have made a lot of baskets. I prefer, so Jody and I were like, what should we do? They put on screaming sounds on Alexa or YouTube or something. So it sounds like somebody's being murdered in our house. So I apologize if you hear that in the background. Anyway, I said to Jody when we were deciding, I was like, I like round baskets. I think they're easier. But if you do a square basket, let's do something that's continuous weave, where that you're just weaving until you run out and then you lay it. You can't see any of them where I overlapped. I just like it. It's easier. You just go. And this basket was awesome. So I would highly recommend it for beginners.
You could put your yarn in there.
Oh, yeah. And it's a great size.
You could take it to the farmer's market.
Yeah. It's called the market tote, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Or the tote basket.
I would put my library books in there because I go to the library. I went to the library to return. I had a pile this big that I couldn't fit it underneath. You know, they have the plexiglass. I had to be like, here you go. Because I'm obsessed with the library and the cookbooks. I take out all the cookbooks.
So this was the tote basket. I'll link the, if you want to purchase it.
Yeah.
And then if you want the tutorial, you can join our Patreon. You can do the lowest level and you'll have access to it.
$3 a month and you can watch it.
Yeah. So that's that. And you can, just do it for this trip. What? With people?
Here's the thing about being a mom. It never, I don't want to say,
Not never.
you're always a mom. You're always a mom. When they're little, it's a lot. Like when they're babies and you're like up all night, that's a lot. Then they turn like 5, 6, and it's like pretty easy until they're like 13, 14. And then it gets a little harder, and then it gets easier, and it gets a lot of fun. Like when they're 17, 18, this is only my experience, 17, 18, 19, 20, fun. 21, 22, about to be 22. Life stuff.
Real life.
Holy moly, let me breastfeed you and put you in a swaddle. It's so much easier. I just got a very long text from my oldest. He doesn't
We'll deal with that later.
He doesn't know that we're podcasting right now.
No, we'll deal with that later.
But my other sons, I love her so much.
He has a girlfriend and we all love her. If you're watching, hi Lauren.
Close it. We love her.
Just a moment. They thought we were Zooming, and we always let them come say hello when we're Zooming.
Yes, we do.
So they were being a little like, meh. And Wade has this, he's just great. And he likes YouTube. They all do, right? And he puts on 10-hour videos of most annoying sounds. They literally search most annoying sounds. So I just walked into a guy with his hand in a mayo jar going and Chase.
And that guy probably makes $1 million a year.
And Chase is just going like this. Pointing away. Go inside.
Go inside.
We're
recording.
podcasting, and then you can come out
later.
later.
Love you.
I love you. Go inside. Stay inside for like another 10, 15 minutes.
It's a lot of boys.
No.
No, go inside. Wade. Oh. My boys know I raise my eyebrows, and that's when they're in trouble. All I have to do is look at them. Do you have a look? Did your mom have a look? I go like this. If I do that, they're all like, okay, hold on. We're going to wait. What are you doing?
I have no idea. I think that they were egging Wade on to do that. I think they were trying to get Wade in trouble. I think that's what was
Wade
happening.
falls for it.
And his emotions are like,
because he's a preteen. He's
and
a preteen.
And I keep saying to him, I keep going, Wade, Grant is only doing this to get you riled up, and you take the bait every time. Like, just walk away.
All right.
I need to just walk away.
You need to walk away.
Woo!
Anyway, so
Woohoo!
parenting. Yay.
Parenting.
Fun.
I do love them very much, and
love
I
my
would be
parents.
very sad without them.
I would hope so. No, but my middle one, we're having a lovely summer, me and my Garrett. We commute to work together. He's just a lovely boy. He's always been a quiet boy.
He's just like Nick. He's like my husband.
He talks when he needs to, but we
And
both,
what he says is very funny,
Yes,
very witty,
yes.
very
He's a
smart.
great kid.
He's just like my husband.
He's a great kid. But his girlfriend's fantastic. We love her. She came to visit, and she cleaned the farm, and she likes all the stuff we
He's
like.
en route to see her right now.
He is on the way, taking her pork roll because she's so excited to have pork roll.
Who has had pork roll before?
New Jersey. Anyway,
We love it.
she had never had it, so it's on the way, and she wrote to me. She sent me a message.
So he's going to Maine on vacation, and we just got back from Maine.
Yes.
And it was so I have to say, we are having a very great summer because the boys are tall enough for the rides at Great Adventure, which is Six Flags. We just went to Maine. We had the best trip we've ever had. Like, I don't think we had to yell at them one time. Like, it was so, like, it was just great. We stayed in a little cabin on a pond. There were kayaks, paddle boards. They could go. We could see them. Sunny had the time of her life. You were the best girl, right? We took Sunny. Didn't have to put her on a leash.
There were snakes.
There were snakes. They were like northern water snakes,
they
and they
didn't
were
bite
big.
you.
We had a colony of them, but we were good. We all lived in harmony.
All right, it's 6:40.
Do we need to talk about books?
I think we should talk about some books that we've read that we liked. Pick your favorites. We both read Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers
Fantastic.
for our Patreon book club. We pick a book every other month, and we read it. And I think, did everybody like it? Because I wasn't on the Zoom
A lot of people were still
reading it.
Yes.
I loved it.
Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Everybody who read it loved it.
I loved
I
it.
listened.
So
loved it.
Read that
And
one.
I have to say, I finished it. I hadn't finished it yet, and we were leaving for Maine, and we had an 8-hour drive. And I tried to find a book that I could put on in the car. Nick and I would listen. Wade has his headphones in. Grant usually just plays a Switch or does nothing, and just like looks at the window like a normal human being. And I needed something that like didn't have sex scenes and wasn't scary, because we had listened to another one that was like about a murder, like somebody murdered a middle school kid, and I was like, I don't want them to think. And I wish I had saved that book for our
Yeah,
trip.
'cause he would've liked
so
it, too.
if you're going on a road trip and you've got multi-age, yes, there is a murder. There's a little bit of drug talk, but
Yeah, but it's not.
very minimal.
It's
and
very
it would,
PC.
like my kids are 9 and 10,
yeah.
and it would have like
No.
they wouldn't understand murder, but they play
It's
video
not
games
really,
that kill
and
it.
it's
It
funny.
wasn't. It's funny.
It's
it wasn't
humor
scary
with a little
murder.
mystery and a little twist that I didn't expect.
Yes.
So that was good.
Yeah.
And then because I was
That was
looking
great.
that up on Goodreads, it said if you like this, you'll like another book. And I got that from the library, The Invisible Husband of Frick Island. I loved it. I read it in 2
I
sittings.
have to put it on my list.
I read it like at the beach on a Saturday, for half a day. And then throughout the week, I didn't get a chance to read it. And then I went by myself again last Saturday and finished it. Like, it's very quick. And it's based on the setting, not the story. The setting is based on a real island in the Chesapeake.
Sonny's eating crab apples. I was hoping that she didn't
Oh,
like them, because
buddy.
Finn used to love them.
Buddy, I brought him when you were away.
Did you chomp all them? And then it didn't do so well in his stomach.
No,
right?
but at least I was prepared because you told me that would happen. But anyway, that book's good. It's based on a real island in the Chesapeake, Maryland, where like only 200 people live
That
there.
would be good for like Maryland sheep and wool season. People like if you're going to that area.
Well,
to
it's
read
an
it.
island though.
Yeah, but still, like you're
And
in
they
the
make
area.
a cake. It's really called Smith Island, like my mom. And but they make a cake anyway. So that's really good. I like that one. And right now I'm reading Crow Mary, which is the same author as The Kitchen House, and it's based on a Native American woman, a true story, but it's written like
Is
a
it good?
novel. Yeah, so far it's good.
I just started. What did I just start today?
Well, you read The Summer
read
of Songbirds.
The Summer of Songbirds. I just finished yesterday. Loved it.
And The Bodyguard by Catherine.
Bodyguard
which
was
is
just cute.
I listened to that one too.
You know, rom com.
You have a whole bunch.
I have
I
a
put it
lot.
in Evie Drake Starts Over,
Oh,
which
so
Evie Drake Starts
Evie
Over.
Drake
That's
Starts-
a good one.
So I listened to that while were in Maine, because it's set in Maine, and
Yeah,
somebody
cute.
had recommended it.
Yeah, there's another one I'm going to tell you. Someone Else's Shoes by Jojo Moyes.
Yes, that was good. I liked it. I would recommend it.
Hotel Nantucket, you read?
Yes, Mom read it first and loved it.
I got to read that one. All Your Perfects.
That's Colleen Hoover. So if you like Colleen Hoover books, you'll like it, I think.
And then you have The Sweet Spot and The Sweet Spot.
Okay,
spelled
so-
differently.
The Sweet Spot, SWEET, I really enjoyed. It took me a little while to get into, because the characters were they weren't introduced very well. I was like, who? What? Huh? Stick with it. I really enjoyed it. And when I was recommending it to someone, I did a quick search, and there's also The Sweet Spot. Wait, that one was SWEET. And then I found there's an SUITE one, and I read that also, and that was cute too. Romantic comedy, silly.
I started one and didn't finish it. Second Ending, it was called, and I really liked the beginning, and then I was like, I really don't care how this ends.
I did
And
not finish.
it did not finish. So
I
I
had one
gave it back
too.
to the library. It was kind of sad because it was on my bookshelf podcast
Yeah.
that I listened to. If you
Yeah.
guys need a podcast, listen to From the Front Porch. It's in Thomasville, Georgia. It's called The Bookshelf, and she does a great job, Annie Jones. And lots of recommendations. Like everything I read is from that. And that her mom read it, and her mom, I love when her mom's on. She's so cute, Susie. She likes like PG-13ish. Like she doesn't like it to be too
That's
racy.
what I want. Like, that's how I feel about Colleen Hoover books. I love Colleen Hoover,
Boom.
but I
You
do
can't
not
listen to them in the-
need
Well,
all the
no,
graphics.
That's
Like,
what the mom
I
is
just
like. I
don't
don't
need
mind
it.
like a little romance, but I don't. Need
I
the
love
detail.
romance. I
Well,
love
we
a
gotta
love
look at
story.
Susie's recommendations. I'll
Okay.
send those to you.
But like, and I do love Colleen Hoover books, but like, I'm like embarrassed to say I read them. I'm like, oh yeah, yep, we both listened to that. Yep, we both. It's like watching a movie with like a sex scene with your mom sitting next to
Speaking
you.
of
You're
watching, okay, ready? Entourage. Okay, it was on a long time ago.
like a million years ago.
HBO. My son Dalton. Okay, when it was out, my kids were little, tiny things. Like it's old. My son Dalton he discovered Entourage at college. Loves it. It's like it's his Gilmore Girls for me. Like he just if he's in a bad mood, just puts it on. So now Garrett's watching it, okay? Because now Garrett's like, oh, this is a good show. And normally those two don't like the same shows. Garrett likes what you like. Dalton likes more what I like.
Love this.
So they're watching it. And for the most part, Entourage is fine. And then it is not fine. Like they show everything. And Vinny Chase is so cute. But Chase was eating his dinner because he's in football now and he gets home late. He's sitting, I'm like, and Garrett's like, oh my God. Like, and even there, I'm like, I'm going to pretend this isn't happening. And he's like, and Garrett's sitting next to me and I'm like knitting and I'm like, we're going to pretend it's not on. He's like, okay, it'll be over quick. They never really last too long. I was like, oh my God.
Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that with my kids. No. It's so uncomfortable.
So we just finished The Bear.
Yeah, Dalton said he liked the second season. Didn't
it's
like
on
the
Hulu.
First season.
First season, if you started it and you didn't finish, like you,
I should go back and finish it.
It's about a restaurant.
Yeah.
And the first season, I'm not an anxious person. I had anxiety watching it.
Yeah.
But I loved it because I love him from Shameless. Also, you don't want to know that your mom watched that show, even though our mom did and I did, and we all saw the same thing.
I just want to watch it sitting next to her on the couch.
No.
Or talk about that stuff.
We don't need to talk about what we watched.
My boss and her daughter talk about everything, and I think it's weird. That's weird.
That's weird. That's weird.
No, I was like,
Yep. That's weird. Yep. Anyway, but I love him. I love him from Shameless. So I'm like, and I really did enjoy the first season. I just was like, oh my God, what's happening? The second season is completely different, and I loved it. And you would like the second season.
All right,
so maybe
I watched Alone. That's very loud. I watched the season of Alone.
That truck was too big to be on our road. That's what I'd say about that.
And I love The Summer I Turned Pretty.
I haven't started it yet.
Well, wait till you can binge it because I have to wait for every Friday.
Yeah.
And
but I enjoy that. I like watching once a week.
Well, there's 3. You can watch. They did 3 at once and then 2 at once. So now I gotta wait.
There's 5. I can watch them.
It's a teenage show that I love.
I haven't been watching a lot of TV. I have to admit. I've been listening to a lot of books.
Well, I don't know if you've been listening. And Mom listens too now.
Yes, we got our mom listening to books. It's so great.
And I got her the fake AirPods for Mother's Day, and one fell in the pool while she was cleaning the filter, and she said,
but she got it?
She never seen me move so fast. Boop.
She got it, and she fixed it, and then she left it on the coffee table, and the dog ate it.
And then the other day, she texted Dalton, like, have you seen my my earbuds? And Dalton said, no. Oh, so our parents' dog had to be put down this week, so it was very sad. Harper.
Not little dude.
The old
He was the same as our Finny.
He had a wonderful life, so...
And his back end gave out.
So cheers to Harper. He was a wonderful dog. But Dalton said, no, Mama, I haven't seen them because he was at the pool the day before. And I'm so sorry about Harper. She's like, oh, yeah, thanks. But
he was 13 and he lived a great life.
Wonderful life.
And he had 2 weeks where he really wasn't doing great. So, it was a little bit of a shock. But it wasn't a shock, but it was a shock.
I was with him yesterday at the pool. I was like, yeah, but...
His back end had been given out. His legs were his back legs were whoop, whoop, whoop. And he was falling, going up and down steps, and he fell, and he couldn't get up anymore.
But he was a good boy, so. And Mom got him when we were at Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival.
Yep. And we were Wade was a baby.
And we were at the Pub Dog.
Yes, Wade was a baby.
Restaurant. Yep. We had Chase and Wade with us. They were
That was the year that Andy had to climb out the back. The back of the minivan. She had to sit with our 2 babies in their car seats. They're crying.
Out the back of my minivan.
And climb over all the luggage out the back hatch. That was a good trip.
And that's when they got Harper.
And we're doing okay. It's just rambling.
We could just talk forever. All right. Well, cheers, everybody.
I hope you're having a good summer. I hope you're not in super hot zones because we only have it for 3 days. And next week, did you see the forecast for next week?
No.
60s at night, 81 during the day.
Perfect. Turn the air off.
Air's going off. Doors and windows are going to be open.
Fantastic.
We are east to west. We get a beautiful breeze. I hope it's not humid.
I don't like humidity. I melt. I get very cranky. All right. Ready? Cheers, everybody. We're empty.
Cheers.
It's time to Zoom with our patrons. If you want to join our Patreon group, it's fun. $3 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, and $40 a month.
And
There's
we do
all
different things.
levels. So come join us. It's a lot of fun. We have a good time. I mean,
It's a really nice, friendly group too.
and you don't have to talk.
Oh no, you
don't
can
have
just pop on the
like,
Zoom
you
and
can sit there. You
back.
don't even need your camera on. You can just sit.
Yeah.
You don't have to say one word.
Yeah, we have friends who are like tired at the end of the day. They don't turn their cameras on.
Yep.
But they chime in every once in a while.
Yep.
If
Bonnie.
you want to be really involved, speak
You
up.
can
If
be.
you don't want to, sit back. Enjoy the show.
We're doing that
It's
in
a show.
like 12 minutes. We'll be
Yeah.
doing that live. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for
Cheers.
watching. Cheers. That's really far away.